first, let's dive into that platinum discussion. And Mark, we're currently in the hot stocks portfolio short Lonmin, and the platinum price has been, sort of bounding around. The platinum sector has been pretty volatile. This is the chart you wanted to take us through. So just talk to us about what's going on here. I assume the brown at the bottom is the platinum price, right?
That's correct, yeah.
And that's in rands?
In rands, yeah.
Okay.
The interesting point we just wanted to make is since the strikes commenced, I think it was second week or third week in January.
Okay, so this is the 10-week type chart that represents the period that the workers have been out.
That's correct. And we placed everything at a value of 100 at the beginning of that period. So that's the, as you mentioned, the ZAR platinum price and the principal mines. And just to see what had happened over the last number of weeks, because there's this what we call a crowded trade where a lot of people are basically short the miners and long the underlying platinum price or the ETF in some way. We just wanted to cast some kind of perspective on that.
And as a matter of interest, are people long the platinum price in the dollar market, or they long the platinum price with the rands? Because that seems to be an important differentiator.
Yeah, I mean, generally, yes. I mean, if you're doing it via spreads and so on and so forth, you can do the quanto, which would be, in the dollar price as such. But there is obviously through the ETF, which is on the exchange, there is the potential to get rand exposure to the platinum price.
GPLT. Because, I mean, people's thinking there is the mines are doing terribly because they're not actually mining anything. They've got the reserves and the resources under the ground, that's one thing, but the demand is still there because cars are selling okay, the main use for there's even been talk that the mines might have to buy platinum in the spot market or something in order to supply their customers, which must be the auto companies and the jewelers.
Yeah, Impala announced that a couple of days ago.
Yeah, so I mean, that would suggest that trade would be a no-brainer money spinner, but the problem, are you intimating that perhaps that's a little too easy?
Well, I think it is too easy.
Well, let's go back to the previous chart. So let's get back to that colourful one that you showed. So the companies that's doing the best, I think, are Anglo Platinum.
AMS, yeah.
So what's that about? That's the blue line up there.
Yeah, well, we see over this time period, the AMS share price has actually gone up by 12% basically in domestic terms. And this is kind of like thwarting the entire, it makes a mockery really of this what has become a very, very overcrowded trade.
What's going on there? Because I've heard in the rumor that there are attempts being taken by Anglo Platinum senior management to see if there's anyone that would be interested in buying the Rustenburg operations off them, Union Section and some of the Rustenburg mines, but that the parties that are potentially interested may have funding challenges, so they can't get banks or... But, I mean, there's going to be somebody who'd be prepared to step up, like the Chinese or something. They'll buy anything anyway,
anything with platinum involved. Look, I mean, there's a lot of factors kind of at play with AMS and the reasons for its kind of appreciation recently. First of all, there's the kind of switch we've seen into commodity-based stocks. And there's a lot of participants in value stocks who think that AMS in this crisis represents, amazing value. This is as bad as it's going to get.
Yeah.
And those are also linked to the argument that platinum, as a platinum producer, we have primacy. Yes. The Russians have been written off the equation.
Those people,
the power that was kind of thing. And buying AMS is probably one of the few ways you can buy a substantial chunk of a platinum exposure, no matter what.
Yeah.
There's also the scarcity of stock. It's a fairly generally kind of tightly held
Exactly,
stock.
because even though it's a very big cap stock, 80% of the shares are held by Anglo-Americans. So
and the third factor is a factor which not a lot of people have kind of considered, and that's although they are depleting and climbing into stocks, they are also, a lot of these mines are still producing platinum through other avenues, especially Impala, to a certain degree.
So they've got stockpiles, or they're involved with the recycling of platinum, so they've got stuff going on, which means that they're not completely dead.
Yeah. And the fourth one is the nasty capitalist story, is that the mines are basically in an attempt to break this union through this situation. And there is a kind of view that the union is in a very, very difficult situation. The mine is also in a difficult situation, but for the three reasons that I mentioned earlier, is not in such a profound problem.
Okay, so just to explore that nasty capitalist theory, you're saying that the big producers have ganged up against AMCU, and they're looking to really force AMCU to basically come back and accept what they don't want.
I think regardless
of
what
them in a more powerful position long term.
Whatever judgment we make on what AMCU is after, whether it be good or bad, the fact of the matter is the mines are at a point where they cannot move on this issue, or they're perceived as not being can't move. And if they're not going to move, and AMCU's position is now going to get weaker, I feel, as we kind of move on, and that's the view the markets began to take with the underlying shares.
Okay, so bringing it all together, we have a Lonman position. Why a short position? Because we thought they were the ones that had the most AMCU members, that they got the most at loss. They've got nothing else by way of assets outside of the region. So we're short the green line here. It's not all that easy to see, but we're not making any money on the short. So I don't have a particular commitment to being short Lonman. What would your advice be with regard to a trading position in this space? Would you stay short Lonman? Would you get out of it, be long Anglo Platinum, avoid the whole sector? I don't know. What would be your idea?
I mentioned like a number of months ago, platinum is always an exciting kind of area to be involved in. I would stay with the shorts now because I think the crowding of the trade happened a long time ago, and I think it's getting to the impact, the cost impact to AMS, to Amplats, no matter what happens from this process, is going to be profound. In addition, the rand has appreciated materially. And that is going to, over the time period, and the longer the rand stays firm as well, that's also going to hit their bottom line.
Yeah.
And AMS is the most rand-sensitive stock that we have basically in the markets.
So you're actually suggesting that perhaps Anglo-American looks a little bit overbought at current levels.
I think it's a bit scary. And the other thing, we're not seeing a massive pickup in demand on the platinum side.
Yeah,
and
the metal's been very spongy.
Yeah, and we're expecting, there's something awry in that side as well.